Hey guys, it's Synik25 here, bringing another Yu-Gi-Oh battle, and this time we're playing Thunder Family versus Reptiles. And I know what you guys are thinking, Synik, where are the Constellars? You've been just playing Constellars for the past, month. And I'm like, you know what? I'm getting a little tired of Constellars, and I can imagine if I'm getting tired, you guys must be getting tired of seeing them too. So I'm like, you know what? Let me try something different. I'm playing some Thunder Family, and I'm actually really liking this deck. So I had a pretty good battle against Reptiles. It was actually pretty heated, and hope you guys enjoy it. So let's get right into it. So he takes first move, and he searches out for his Goblinberg thing with Rhoda, and he proceeds to bring down that I don't even know what this thing is, Aster, whatever, but he ends up Xing into his King of the Feral Imps, which allows him to search his deck for another reptile. So he's toolboxing right now, good stuff. And he just ends up playing set 4 and ends his turn. I'm like really scared because I'm looking at my hand and I have like nothing to deal with that. So a little intimidating, but nevertheless I just have to continue to power through it. And that's kind of what I proceed to do. I need to start setting up here. And this is kind of what Thunder Family does. They this Thunder Seahorse thing is like the main searcher. So you discard it and you can add 2 level 4 Thunder type monsters of the same name. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Violent Prism because you can actually do that because it's a Thunder level 4, which is pretty cool. And then I'm just going to proceed to activate Pot of Duality and see what 3 cards I can pick. And I was looking at that Mystical Space Typhoon, but I was like, you know what? I just want to go all in with some monsters and make some plays here. So that's what I ended up doing. And I ended up just trying to Dark Hole as King of the Feral Imps, which he proceeds to Forbidden Land. So that made me a little bit sad. Now, the one downside to using Thunder Seahorse is that when you search, you can't special summon the turn that you do it. So I have to unfortunately play a little bit of defense here. But that's okay. So I just ended up setting my Fiendish Chain and ending my turn. Now on his turn, he is going to, what does he do? He just ends up attacking, and I'm just gonna Fiendish Chain it because I don't want him to get off any more searches, nor do I want to take the 2300. And what's kind of interesting in this battle is that King of the Feral Imp stays Fiendish Chain the entire battle. I don't even kill it until the final play, so that was kind of, you'll see, it's gonna be on the field the entire time. It's kind of funny. So he proceeds to just summon that Chameleon thing, bring back Goblinberg, and synchros for Stardust Spark Dragon, which is kind of scary, so I got to find a way to deal with that. My move, I get another Thunder Seahorse, but instead of continually searching, I'm actually going to make a play here because I don't have anything to defend myself if I want to search. So I'm going to go ahead, summon the Pile Hunter along with Violent Prism, and try to make a Scrap Dragon, which he then saw in Warning. So I was thinking pretty hard about this play. I wasn't sure exactly whether to make a Paladynamo or go for my own Stardust Spark Dragon, but I was like, let me go for the Scrap, but it ended up not mattering because he would have Solemn Judgment anything anyway. So I end my turn. Not looking too good here. I don't even have any defense to protect myself. Unfortunately, he doesn't have another play himself, so he's just going to attack with Stardust Spark and end his turn. Now, I need to keep making plays here. Fortunately, I do draw into a Mystical Space Typhoon and get rid of the Fiendish Chain. And now it's my move to start making a play. I summon out Ma Hunter, which then brings out Sis Hunter. I love these names. It's kind of cute. It's like they're family. It's Ma, it's Pa, it's sister, and whatever their seahorses that they ride on. And then the cool thing about Sis Hunter is that when it's normal summoned, you can target another one of the family in your grave and then banish it, and then in the end phase you can get it back to your hand. So this deck has a lot of recycling and searching ability, and it ends up being really efficient. Like this entire duel, I'm making plays continuously, despite the fact that I'm really putting out. And I think that's just one of the cool aspects of this deck, is this has an amazing ability to keep his resources up. So with that, I end up making Paladynamo because it's my best answer to Stardust Spark Dragon. And unfortunately, he Mirror Forces here. Now, I was actually thinking pretty hard whether or not I wanted to make Paladynamo. My initial thought was, you know what, let me actually make, what was his face? Constellar Omega, so I can guarantee I'll get around his back row, take out King of the Feral Imps, and then in my main phase 2, overlay for M7, and then when it comes back to me eventually, I'll just pop Stardust Spark back to his hand. But I was thinking it was kind of risky because I wasn't sure what he had in his hand or what he was going to draw, and I didn't want to lose M7. So I was like, let me just go for the Paladynamo. I figured if it died, I would at least get a card in return, and that's kind of what ended up happening. And fortunately, I did get the effect off, so his Stardust Spark is essentially useless to him now. So on his play, he just sets a face down and ends his turn because he has nothing else to do. On my move, I draw a Waboku, which is great, and now I'm thinking, okay, this is cool. So I have some protection. Let me just go ahead and keep, forcing out, make my own Stardust Spark Dragon, bring back Violent Prisms, and do some massive damage on his, and I'm getting a good solid 3,500 on him. So I end up just saying the Waboku and ending my turn. Now, he draws into Mystical Space Typhoon, and I was thinking, why didn't you target the Fiendish Chain? This actually really confused me. Because if I was him, I would target the Fiendish Chain to unlock King of the Pharaoh Limbs, but maybe he was figuring that I would just protect Fiendish Chain, and then it would leave my back row free. So I guess he was more afraid of this, but even then, like, I could easily just use Stardust effect to protect it. And that's what I was thinking, like, should I protect Waboku with Stardust Spark? But I decided against it because I could just chain it, and I figure he might be doing this for a reason. He might have something to kill Stardust Spark, so I might as well not waste the effect on Waboku. So I just end up just chaining Waboku, and that's it. Now, on his turn, he summons the chameleon thing again, which brings back that. And I was thinking, you know what? That's probably what he was doing. I think he might have made Scrap Dragon if I would have wasted the effect, or maybe he was just going to go for this thing regardless. I mean, it's a great card, and this made me sad because he just ended up stealing my dragon. So he ends his turn at that. Now, at this point, I'm out of plays. I think last turn, instead of making another play, I should have searched for Thunder Seahorse, knowing that I at least had a Waboku to protect me, and that would have allowed me to make a play this turn. But unfortunately, I got a little greedy and just kept trying to push when I probably should have used that turn to search. So now I got to use that turn now and without any protection. So I go for the Pod Duality and end up finding a Compulse, which is great because that's my one out to Arknight. And then I go for the search, bring back Maz from my deck. Now, on his turn, he has nothing. He's just going to go straight in with Arknight, knowing I'm going to Compulse it, and then proceed to call the Haunted, his Spark Dragon, and go in for a 2,500. So now we're sitting at the same amount of life points. Like I said, this battle really went back and forth for a while, and I'm sitting here like, I know I can beat this guy. I know I can take him. I just got to keep going. And I knew I could beat this guy this whole battle. It was just an uphill battle. I draw this all morning, which is great. And I go for the play. I go for my Hunter, bring out Violent Prism. And now I'm thinking, like, okay, what should I make? I was thinking really hard about this. Like, should I go for the Synchro? Because maybe if I make Crimson Blader, you know, he won't be able to Synchro up next turn. I know his Spark Dragon can't get over it. But then I was worried because if I make Crimson Blader, I won't be able to get over Spark Dragon easily next turn because he'll just keep protecting himself. It's like, you know what? Let me just go for Paladynamo again. It's my easiest out to start a Spark and make that thing go to 0. So I could run right into it, bring him down to 500, and end my turn there. And now I'm just praying. I'm really hoping he doesn't get anything to just do massive damage against me because I don't have much to protect myself aside from the Solemn Warning. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I just need to play smart with Solemn Warning, stop his big play, and then even if he does manage to take out Paladynamo, I'll draw a card. So we'll see. He ends up drawing into a Fiendish Chain, playing it face down, ending his turn. Now this is where things get interesting. So I want to go in for the kill here. I obviously don't have any other play. I know I have Honest. I know I can take him out. I do not know what his back row is, but I'm going to go for it anyway. And this is what's interesting. So I go in for it. I Honest, and he doesn't activate his back row. I'm thinking, oh, is his back row just a bluff? But it was actually a Fiendish Chain. So if he would have activated his Fiendish Chain at attack declaration, he would have prevented himself from losing. But I guess he figured, you know what, let me just save the Fiendish Chain for something bigger. But it ended up costing him the duel because I had that Honest in my hand. So Honest literally won me this game, at least for this turn. I don't know if he would have drew anything on his turn to stop me. I mean, I still had the Solemn Warning, so I don't know. I mean, I think I'd like to say I still probably could have beat him regardless, even if he did activate Fiendish Chain. But either way, it was a great duel. I had a lot of fun here. It was pretty intense. So I hope you guys like this whole Thunder family deck. I'm going to be putting up a deck profile probably later of it. I really like it. It's actually really growing on me. It reminds me a little bit of Constellars. Well, I mean, I just got finished playing Constellars, but like how they can bring each other out. You know, you summon out Maw Hunter, it brings out another one, then you Synchro XZ. So it's kind of cool. It's really consistent in how it can bring out its XZs. Like every turn you were seeing in this battle, I was making a play. I wasn't making many of them, but it was every turn you'd see another XZ or another Synchro. It was just very consistent. And the amount of advantage this deck can net is pretty intense. So and if you play it right, you can keep making your plays each turn. Like this battle, I still made some misplays. I should have searched at that one point when I had the opportunity with that Waboku, and that would have allowed me to keep actually making plays. But that was okay. So either way, I won the battle. It was pretty fun. And as always, feel free to like, subscribe, and take care.